Who's up for a tech-centric episode? I am. G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel and my review and discussion of Faster, which is the 4th episode of The Bad Batch Season 2. Faster was directed by Stuart Lee and Brad Rao. Do you like pod racing? Yes! How about we give those pods weapons?
Now this is pod racing.
I'm old enough to remember Saturday morning cartoons, and I'm young enough at heart to still enjoy them. Episodes like this really remind me of watching cartoons on a Saturday morning in the 90s. A crew of larger-than-life animated characters in standalone missions of the episode. Keeping with the comparisons, Donatello was always my favourite Ninja Turtle, so I've got a bit of an affinity for tech. Look, I don't think there's a character on the Batch I dislike, but it's still nice to have an episode focused on Tech's abilities. There's not much to spoil, but I'm going to throw a spoiler warning out there anyway, just in case. Spoilers! The Batch splits up for missions now, which makes sense. You really don't need a full mercenary squad for a simple supply run. Clearly Hunter and Echo can manage that on their own. This takes the squad's leader and the other gearhead, literally in Echo's case, out of the equation. So the squad's decisions and the achievements in the pit crew fall squarely on Tech. In a surprise to absolutely no one, Sitter and Scaleback is a bit shady. Seriously, they named her Scaleback? Oh well. More importantly, I wonder just how shady she is, and what happened to at least some of her associates in the past. The Grinny was pretty explicit about that.
You could have walked away. That loyalty is admirable. But with Sid, it doesn't always go both ways. Watch your backs.
She's also a gambler, which shouldn't surprise us after the Season 1 episode Common Ground. It's just a little bit more explicit here. Now, while I said I did like the episode, Teo is one of those silly elements of Star Wars that really annoys me sometimes. Not necessarily just his personality, although that was annoying. You know, while the droid was extremely good at racing, he seemed to be extremely naive about the nature of the race that he was in. Also, it was clear from the start that Tech was going to end up racing. I thought maybe they weren't going to be able to repair Teo, but of course they did. You know, so you've got that. Okay, what's going to happen? Bang! There it goes.
Open your eyes, human. If you want to win out there, offense is the best.
We have a wipeout down in the pit.
Just in case there was any doubt as to whether Grinny played fair. Tech, of course, wins the day and the crew get back Sid. And of course, Tech wins the race in the most Jedi way possible. All defense and speed while sacrificing his offense.
I need more speed.
Tech's coming in.
Well, what's he doing?
The weapons.
They were slowing me down.
To me, the biggest thing of note in this episode is what we learn about Sid's backstory. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to come into play in one or more episodes going forward. The Batch has even more reasons to not trust her. Will they abandon her at some point? We now also know that something bad happened between Sid and one or more of her other partners in the past. So will Sid turn on the Batch to save her own skin? Look, like you, I'm just going to have to keep on watching. There are more Bad Batch reviews on the way. Once I catch up, I'll be releasing the reviews in the week the episode's released. In the meantime, why don't you give this video a like? If you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel here. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.